bombshell report put out by Real Clear Investigations that says despite what James Comey said, the FBI failed to look at the vast majority of the emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop, which had thousands of Hillary Clinton's State Department emails on it. Joining me now to explain further is the author of that report, investigative journalist, realclearinvestigations.com, Paul Sperry. Paul, thanks for being here. I'm fascinated this because actually the letter that went to Congress explaining this was a letter that came to me when I was the chairman of the Oversight Committee. So tell me what you found out now about the reality.
That's right. So James Comey told Congress that they had reviewed all of the Clinton emails, hundreds of thousands, that were found on the Weiner laptop, but that was not true. They barely looked at any of them. Just 3,000 out of 700,000 were actually individually examined.
Wait. They looked at how many?
3,000 out of potentially relevant 700,000 emails were actually individually examined for classified information and incriminating evidence.
Well, I mean, it did shock us, right? It was days. They told us they're looking into this, and then days later, they somehow reviewed 700,000 documents. How many people actually were, do you have any idea how many people were actually working on this case and looking at these documents?
I was just going to mention that Peter Strzok, the disgraced agent who was in charge of this mid-year investigation of Clinton emails, he actually personally handpicked that 3,000 sample. And with two other investigators, they went through them all, supposedly, and pulled an all-nighter, ordered pizza, and said, nothing new here, case closed once again.
So, I got to tell you, as a former chairman of the committee, as the former member of Congress, I mean, how can that be anything other than the director of the FBI lying to Congress and misleading us?
Well, he also swore under oath that he had this story that there was this miraculous breakthrough in technology that allowed the FBI to process the Weiner laptop for evidence rapidly. And turns out that doesn't pass the smell test. That didn't check out either. It turns out there was a technical glitch that thwarted that effort. And I was going to mention that, Jason, that when you were on oversight, you were probably wondering the same thing. How in the world could they get through this mountain of evidence in just days after Comey gave you the final all clear on Hillary?
So now that you've unveiled or figured out what's going on with this information, where does this case go next? Is anybody investigating this? You have Michael Horowitz, who is the Inspector General for the Department of Justice. I wonder if he's looking at it. And if you have Attorney General Sessions just today said that he's only operates, without any political influence. Is the Attorney General himself looking at this in lying to Congress?
Well, this evidence that is really, it's been covered up on this laptop, this Weiner laptop, it's still relevant. In the Clinton Foundation probe especially, which is still ongoing. And, the whole thing raises more suspicion that the FBI politicized these investigations during the election. And it just begs for an outside independent prosecutor to go back through this evidence, through these emails, and see if the FBI was trying to cover up material evidence in this case.
I really appreciate your good investigative work there. We were always scratching our heads in Congress. The fact that you've unveiled this, it does demand, I think, the Inspector General, the Attorney General himself, and potentially, I would advocate a second special prosecutor to look at this. There was no possible way that was happening. It creates more legal jeopardy, I think, for James Comey, and it really is a shocking revelation that not only did they use Peter Strzok to look at that, information with his hand-picked people, and they, ordered late-night pizza. But come on, the disgraced Peter Strzok at this point, that makes absolutely no sense. Paul, I thank you for your good work and coming on this program to share this with us.
My pleasure.
Thank you.